Hi, today I'm going to talk about the different programming languages used in quantitative finance. There are a number of programming languages used in quantitative finance, such as Python, C++, R, SAS, Matlab, even general purpose programming languages such as Java, C Sharp. Python is also a general purpose programming language, but it's also quite heavily used for computation purpose in machine learning, in AI development. So it can be used for both. So out of all these languages, which one is the most popular? Well, as we speak, Python is the most popular programming language in quantitative finance. It was quite different a decade back. C++ used to be the most popular programming language in many areas of quantitative finance. SAS, Matlab used to be also quite popular in some of the areas of risk model development. But things have changed quite dramatically over the last 10 years in both risk model development as well as in quant trading or quant investment activities, both on the sell side as well as in the buy side. You see Python is gaining popularity and it's been getting for over a decade now. And yeah, in my personal opinion and also what I've seen and discussed with other people in the industry, Python is the most popular programming language in the quant finance industry. Although there are a lot of legacy codes written in C++, which have to be managed, and you still need a lot of C++ programmers. C++ is also used for a variety of other things, right? C++ is somewhat faster compared to Python, and hence for some of the quant activity where you need efficiency of the code, uh, there C++ is preferred over Python. Although there are also a lot of improvement in Python in the recent times, which makes Python as efficient as C++. It's still a debate in the quant finance community whether Python is as efficient as C++ or not. But the point that I'm trying to make here is that Python is gaining a lot of popularity, but there are a lot of still a lot of codes written in C++. Especially in the sell side, derivative pricing, implementing pricing models. There, you will see a lot of C++ code. In high frequency trading, that sort of environment also you'll see C++ being used for implementation. For research purpose, there are a lot of other languages also used. For instance, Matlab and R are also used for research purpose. People having PhDs in different subjects who do research, right, back end research on variety of things, they do use more statistical programming language such as R or Matlab. But these days Python is also gaining popularity there. Okay. And in the risk model development area, okay, SAS used to be very popular. A decade back, SAS was the market leader in the risk model development area. SAS is a proprietary software. That means companies have to pay license fee for that. It's not a general purpose programming language. It's a statistical programming language, which can be learned very easily. The thing is that it's losing its popularity. Many banks have switched to Python. Some have even switched to R. Both are free softwares. So yeah, banks are investing a lot developing their own Python code using whatever libraries they have access to, instead of buying license from SAS. Having said that, do note that there are so many big banks still using SAS, and you may have to learn SAS if you want to work with some of the biggest banks in their risk model development department, for example, if you want to work with Citibank, you have to learn SAS. They still use SAS for a lot of things. Um, okay, R is also quite popular. Um, a lot of people coming from economics, statistics background, they use R a lot. I have worked with a lot of statisticians, people with PhD in statistics. They prefer R over other languages. So R is still quite popular in the research community. People coming from academia, they still love R. Matlab is also liked a lot. It is liked by people coming from physics background. A lot of physicists use Matlab while doing their research, and they continue loving that after even joining these quant firms. It's a proprietary software. You have to pay license fee for that. Quite expensive. The enterprise license for Matlab and SAS very expensive, but many people do prefer these softwares, this language as well. Matlab and SAS both are not general purpose programming language. That means you cannot really develop softwares using these languages. These are used for mathematical programming, optimization, simulations, regression, classification, all these things, but not for developing software. One reason why Python is also very popular, in fact, the most popular language compared to other programming language, is because of the popularity of machine learning and artificial intelligence in the recent time. And you get so many libraries, ML, DL libraries available in Python, and you don't have that many libraries available in other programming languages such as in C++ or in R or in Java or any of these other languages, because C++ and Java, they were created for general purpose, as in you want to build a web application, you use Java, but not for mathematical computation. Of course, there are mathematical libraries in Java, but not as many as you have in Python. So the open source community has really made Python the programming language of choice for computation purpose, for machine learning, for statistics, for host of other things. Okay. And it's also a general purpose programming language. That means you not only can do machine learning or data analysis, building algorithms using Python, but also you can build a software around your algorithm using Python. So you can do both, right? You don't have to switch to another language for that. That also makes Python the language of choice in many firms. Okay. Another reason why Python is also popular is because you can easily find resources. In modern times, I think because of a lot of reasons, I think because of the open learning platforms such as Coursera, Udemy, and on those platforms, a lot of people are equipped in the Python programming language, and not so many are equipped with languages such as C or C++. Only the ones who do computer science in their bachelor or master's program, they are the one who learn these languages. Well, other also learn, but not as I don't think many statistics graduates or maths graduate learn C++ programming. Not many, at least I know, but most learn some Python. I think that's also the reason why Python is gaining popularity, because more and more people are skilled in that language. There are other programming languages also, not so often talked about in the quant finance community, but they're also quite heavily used. Java and C Sharp. A lot of the systems developed in the quant finance world are developed using C Sharp or Java, general purpose programming languages, but they're really good if you want to develop good systems. So these two languages are the programming languages of choice for quant developers. Although I know C++ is also a language that that used to be quite heavily used for model implementation purpose, but the front end and all that is developed using the more modern languages such as Java or Python, even or C sharp. Okay. Now, if you are a complete beginner, like which language you should learn? Right. If you haven't done any programming, then I recommend you to learn either R or Python. But if you have to make a choice between R or Python, I would advise you to learn Python because that's uh, a more popular language. Many recruiters want to see Python on your CV. Not that I think Python is a better language than R. I think for statistical modeling purpose, both are comparable. Although in some areas Python has an upper hand, but because of its popularity and because of the demand in the job market, I would highly recommend you to learn Python over R. But if you have already learned some R, it really helps to even learn Python. A lot of the things in Python, especially the way you handle data, is very similar to that in R. But if you already have some programming background, you have learned C or Java, any of these general purpose programming languages, I would advise you to learn both Python and C++. If you are good in C++ and you want to work in some of the area, market risk area or derivative pricing area, implementing some of the trading models, you will be making more money actually because there's just too many Python programmers nowadays. A lot of people know Python, so then your demand in the job market will then may not be as good as someone who knows both Python and C++. Okay, or even Java. So just learn more than one language, I would say. Either Python with C sharp or Python with C++, or Python with SAS or R if you want to work in the banking and insurance sector for the big banks. You may also need to learn some SAS or Matlab programming. SAS, importantly, Matlab is no longer used in most places, but there's still some places where you need to use SAS. So if you can catch hold of some SAS programming, that's also not bad, right? SQL is one other language which is also used everywhere. So I don't want to talk about SQL. I think you know already that any data analysis that you do anywhere in the world, you use SQL. It goes without saying. So I'm not going to spend any time about whether you should learn SQL or not. I assume that you know about that. Okay, so the conclusion here is that if you want to be a researcher, quant trader, you want to quant modeler in the risk management area, learn Python, but if you can, then also learn C++ and SAS, MATLAB, R. In the order, I would say Python first, then C++, then SAS and R. And if you really want to be in quant development, you want to be in the more implementation side, want to be the tech guy. They also make a lot of money, by the way, right? Sometimes some people feel that okay, that's probably a less paid profession. That's not true. They make good money. In fact, some in many places better money than the quant researcher or the actual quants. There may be exceptions, but in some cases that's true. So you need to learn then more than one language, and most importantly the general purpose programming languages such as Python, C++, C sharp, Java, and not so much about about SAS or R, MATLAB. That won't be of much use, although having some knowledge is not very bad. If you can replicate, if you can understand MATLAB code and convert that to C sharp, it's going to be a useful skill. Or if you can convert SAS code to Python, also an useful skills. I know many legacy SAS codes are being converted to Python nowadays in many places. And as a quant developer, if you can do that, that's also really good. But the languages where you will be in most demand will be C++, Python, and Java, C Sharp. These four languages. There are also other languages, some proprietary languages in proprietary as in it's built in house. I think Morgan Stanley has its own quant language. I think so is Goldman Sachs. I'm not sure about Goldman Sachs, but certainly Morgan Stanley has its own programming language. There are some new programming languages uh, also used for certain activities, but they are very rare. So I won't. For example, I know Haskell is also used in some places. This which is a functional programming language, but don't pay much attention to these things. At least as a beginner, you should not. Okay. Some new fields such as quantum computing is also becoming bit popular, and then if there are some programming languages which are popular in the quantum computing world, then that also uh, you should learn, I should learn. um, it's yeah, it's too early for quantum computing being used in quant finance, but that will eventually be used. I think there's still some development. I was reading some blogs today about HSBC using some quantum computing to perform some of the forex trading, and they have achieved some success on that. Not sure to what extent that is true, whether that is going to sustain for a long time or not. But if that is happening, then we also need to learn some programming languages which are popular in the quantitative computing, quant computing world. Okay. If you have further questions, don't hesitate to ask me in the comment section. Let me know what programming language you use in your day-to-day life, what language you have learned, you want to learn in the comment section. I will see you in another video. And let me also know what topic you want me to talk about, not just in quantitative finance, but anything related to finance, risk management, insurance, um or any other topic related to banking and financial service industry. If you want to have any career related questions, please let me know. Thank you.